Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. Check this out. This is my new shed. It's been a long time coming. I've been living out of pretty much a shoebox with all these bikes in it, but now I've got plenty of room to move. I feel awesome. As you can see, it's still ongoing. I haven't got any lights or anything like that, PowerPoints, but it's just awesome having all this room. At the moment I've just got this power cord running from the house, extension cord. At the moment I'm just using it for the bike, for the battery tender for the Harley. Yeah, the bikes have got a spot now. That might change, the layout may change a little bit. I've still got to get some cabinets and storage shelves and that sort of stuff, but yeah, so if I do future videos in here, you'll maybe see that at some point. Yeah, I've also got a bike lift. How good is that? Save me crawling around on the floor. Brilliant. But the idea for this video is this bike you haven't seen before, because it's been tucked away in the back of the shed, and quite honest, I haven't seen it for a long time either. I've had this is my first classic bike that I've bought, and that was about 12 years ago, and so it is a 1975 Norton Commando MK3 850 electric start model. Had a few issues with it when I even went from the first week I had it. So what I'll do is I'll go through with you the issues I've had and what I've done, and what it needs doing now to get it back on the road. So if you're still interested, stick around and I'll go through it with you. First thing I done when I got the bike, it's what I do with every bike or car I get second hand, is I go right through it. I drain all the oils, change the filters, lube everything up, just for my own personal satisfaction, that I know that it's got all good stuff running through it. So I took it out, I came back home, I didn't go too far. When I got off the bike, I just noticed there was just oil everywhere. It was like running from all underneath here. It was all over the back of the muffler, all over the rear wheel. It was just everywhere. And at first I thought I'd done something wrong. Maybe the sump plug had come undone, or I didn't do it up properly, but that all checked out okay. And yeah, so after a bit of research, I found out that there's a seal in here that stops the engine oil getting into here on the shaft, and yeah, that's what happened. That seal had failed, which is a pretty common problem on these Nortons from what I've read. And so that's what's happening. The engine oil was getting into here, it's filling this up, and there's a seal at the back here. It was getting through that and hitting the front sprocket, and it was just spraying it everywhere. So yeah, I took everything off, got to the seal, managed to get the seal out, which again, I got a tip from a guy on one of the forums on how to get it out without taking the motor and all that out. So got that out, put the new one in, put it all back together, and yeah, it's been fine ever since. After I fixed that seal and everything, I went to start it, and the kickstarter slipped on the shaft and ended up rounding off all the spline on the kickstarter shaft. So yeah, I don't know if this nut here was already loose or something, but I didn't check it, so probably my fault. But there you have it, pretty much spewing, but it happened, and so yeah, I had to replace it. There was a real strong smell of fuel, and I found fuel on the floor around here and around here on the tap. I thought the tap had given way, but unfortunately it wasn't. It was pinholes that had rusted through in the tank. So I ended up I found a guy in the Barossa area near Adelaide, and I took the tank and side covers to him, and he welded them up, and he found a few more other spots that were ready to break through on the other side of the tank, so he done those as well. Pressure tested it, everything was fine, and then he repainted the tank and side covers. So after the tank and everything was put back on, everything was fine for a while, until one day I took it out and the back brake failed on me. What had happened is I put my foot on the brake pedal and it came on fine, but then it wouldn't release. So one of the things that I think may have happened is the brake hose may have collapsed inside, allowing like pressure to the caliper, but then it won't release it, the fluid back. So yeah, so I'm going to have to look into that. Other things I have to do is I want to take the tank off and flush it out, get the old fuel out, go through the carby, the single carby. It's got a Mikuni carb on it, so I'll go through all that. Replace the tyre. I've got to replace the tyres. Tyres are shot now. Plenty of tread, but the sidewalls are failed and they're cracked, so they've got to be replaced. So what have I got for it? Well, I've got the tyres, which is good, so they're all ready to go. I'll just put you up on the bench. Okay, so I have got inner tubes for the tyres, 2 new inner tubes. I've got 2 new petrol taps. The reason I got these is because the right side one has seized. Even though I've tried to free it up, it's still pretty stiff and seized. It's just bending this lever every time you try and turn it on. So these are fairly cheap. The only difference is actually these have got the labelling like the fuel on and off and reserve, so they're good to go. And after I've taken and flushed the tank off and everything. For the brakes, I've got these. This is from Andover Norton's. This is the rear brake master cylinder, and this is supposed to be an improvement on the original. This has got a reduced bore size inside, so it gives you more pressure to the lever and hopefully more fuel, less pressure on the lever for more braking. So I think that's how it's supposed to work, but we'll put them on and see how it goes. Any small improvement is better than what I've got, and of course I've got the front one too, so all nice new parts to go on. I've got a few more things to get. I'll probably end up getting brake lines, new brake lines. I don't know if I'll go for the rubber ones. I might go for the stainless steel ones, which should probably be better, I would say. But yeah, so that's basically where we're at the moment. So I've got a few things. I've made a start. That's the main thing. Yeah, so I don't know when I'm going to make a start actually, because I'm still doing landscaping and stuff since the shed's been up to finish the yard off. But yeah, at least it's a start anyway. But yeah, I'll keep you up to date with what's going on. Not sure when the next video will be, but until then, ride safe, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye for now.